Welcome back to The Road Show. This morning in The Buzz. The Rhode Island Health Department announced 3 organizations that will become the state's first medical marijuana compassion centers. The dispensaries are going to be opening in Warwick, Providence, and Portsmouth. The Warwick location is financially backed by former URI basketball star Cuttino Mobley. The Providence one is going to bear the name of Thomas Slater, a former state lawmaker who died from cancer. Now, his son, Scott, says his father would be proud. However, some neighbors are concerned about having these centers in their communities.
I would never want to put my father's name on something that didn't have the highest integrity. It would help cancer patients, glaucoma, and everyone that suffers and needs medical marijuana.
It's in our neighborhood. We live 4 blocks away. Who's controlling it? Who's watching it? Who's making sure that prescriptions are being filled the way they should be?
All right, so the Department of Health says it will be overseeing the process to make sure nothing illegal is happening at those centers. All right, so let's say one moved into your neighborhood. Would you guys have a problem with it?
Nope.
Me either.
You know why? Oh, go ahead, TJ. Would you have a problem with it?
I don't know. I'd have to see how it runs. I'd have to see if the Department of Health is going to be monitoring it very closely. And it's not just the Department of Health. I think the state police or the local police need to monitor those places very carefully. It wasn't too long ago we had video of people breaking into one of these compassion centers. And,
or people who were allowed to grow it in their home because they have the medical marijuana card, you're saying? Or are you saying from another state, a compassion center that was broken into?
A compassion center was broken into in another state.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And, so I think it needs to be watched very closely. And then I'll answer the question yes or no.
Sure.
Here's the other thing, though. It's going on in your neighborhood now anyway.
Well, that's what
I was going to say that,
we
too.
We did it in Riverside, East Providence today. There was a
and I grew up in Riverside.
I
used to walk down that street every single day growing up, and
so
you never know.
I mean, there's 3,000 people on this list. Whether they all legitimately need it or not, they're on the list to get help by
Don't get me wrong. I'm not against it.
You're
I
not?
think no. I mean, if you need it and it's doctor recommended, sure, I have no problem with that. It's just whether or not you want it in your neighborhood is a question.
Well, I just think that, like you said, it's not like they're erecting 3 crack houses, one in the East Bay, one in the West Bay, and one in downtown Providence. And in order to get these through, I do believe that when you said the Department of Health, the state police, all the people that are involved to monitor the situation, they'll keep a close eye on this because there's a lot of money involved here.
Sure.
And also, if you're prescribing an illegal drug for somebody, you can't just pass it out like it's blow pops.
What do you guys think
about? It's going to be regulated here.
What do you think about this opening the door to more expansion of allowing marijuana? I mean, a lot of people have debated about this with
legalize it, right?
It's time to legalize it. You think about all the money the state could make from it. There's a lot of people who use it illegally now. Anyway, why not legalize it? What do you think?
That's a tough one.
I know that's really not the buzz topic, right? I think I'm going I'm going beyond the buzz topic.
But I mean, I don't even think I don't think that should be a state issue. That should be a federal issue. My personal opinion. But I don't know. I don't know if it should be legalized or not. I've never done it. No clue what it's like.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not one to answer it.
And we should let our viewers know that there are guidelines. We actually have them posted on our website from the DOH that outline everything that these centers need to do before they even open up. So it's not like they're, opening shop tomorrow and starting to do this.
And I want to say this about Cuttino Mobley, who played college basketball at URI, then had a long career in the NBA.
Yep.
This guy he is so dedicated to the community and helping people out, and he still gives tons of money where he's from down in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Jarvis Green was with us earlier. You hear a lot about athletes who are turkeys and they just spend their money and they got guns and they make a ruckus and they get in trouble.
Yeah.
But guys like Cuttino Mobley and Jarvis Green, who's here, but they're doing this for the right reason. And he's putting up all of his own money to fund it. He's a sole financer for that one that's going to be over in Warwick.
In Warwick, I believe. Yeah.
So.
Yep, should be interesting to see what happens, and we, of course, will stay on top of the developments as they begin to open their doors as well. So let's head over to Courtney and see what people are saying online about these compassion centers today.
Everyone is supportive at this point, so I'm really interested to hear from those who aren't. So if you're watching right now, feel free to join us on the live blog. Send us an email, leave a comment on our Facebook page. But we'll start over with the live blog this morning, as usual. And Jean says, finally, I think it's a great idea, and if monitored correctly, should be even less problems than the thousands of bar rooms on every corner in Rhode Island. Joe says, I think this is a step forward for Rhode Island. As long as the centers are kept up to code, we should have no problems. And Jerry says, I support it. You never know when you will need it. There is always someone against everything. Here's our poll right underneath the live blog on foxprovidence.com. What do you think about Rhode Island opening 3 compassion centers? A, I support its use for medical purposes. B, I'm concerned of its effect in the area. Or C, marijuana should remain illegal. And I have that link for you with all the guidelines and regulations. If if you do want to read up on it and get educated on what's happening here, you can find that online as well. On Facebook, Enid Rodriguez says this is great. Some people have chronic pain and illnesses, and sometimes medication alone doesn't help. Adam Blessing says, I think it's good for people who seriously need it. However, this state is suddenly going to have a whole lot of people who all of a sudden have terrible anxiety and sleep disorders. And Peter Turner says it's about time. So that's a little bit of how our viewers are feeling this morning, and we'll see what you all say in our web poll at the end of the show. We'll check back in then. But